So what's up, all? We are back for another live stream of Imperial Settlers solo campaign, and this is game number 5. So now that I'm all in, I figured I'd just record every game that I play of this. So we're in the 5th game of question mark. There's no set game limit. I think I'll probably go about 3 or 4 more before trying a different faction. But once you start playing the game, you get a lot of things you need to upkeep and control. So we're gonna go try to figure all that out and see to what point can we kind of do it without without losing control of everything. So it's a very hot, very sunny day, so the camera I'll be probably manually changing every now and then, so please bear with me as that happens. But let's get to it anyway. Let's see how we're doing here on the campaign sheet. So we have the campaign sheet up right here. I did this part up here. I made this little sheet here because it just kind of helps me keep track of kind of what I did this whole campaign. We're on game 5 here. So a quick recap of last game. I acquired the Peaceful Lands province, which I printed out a card for and put right here. What the Peaceful Lands helps me do is it lets me re-roll any event roll a maximum of 3 times this round. To keep track, you put 3 people on this province, and these will always stay here. And then every time, if I choose to re-roll the event, I can just remove one so it knows that I've re-rolled for that event. We acquired the Peaceful Lands. The upkeep cost for that is a stone, so at every cleanup phase I'll have to do a stone to make sure that they're happy with it. Acquired them. The event was strong winds that day, and what happened with that, I believe, was it was strong winds, so I could not, I had to spend 2 food to trade with the Romans throughout the whole game, and if I could, and I had to get 3 deals rather, not trade. I had to get 3 deals last game, and if I couldn't make 3 deals, then they would leave this game. But luckily, last game I did 3 deals. If you want to see last game, the link's in the description below, and I made 3 deals with them, so they're back for this game as well. And now the cost is 1 food. I don't think I'm ever going to get this video down, so we're going to see if we can just get through it and kind of, I'll just talk through it and you guys hopefully can understand. When you're right by a window, anything's possible. But we did the strong winds, completed that quest, we're good to go. I didn't choose to get an achievement this round because I wanted to save my points. So I'm starting this game at 26 points. And what was cool about last game is there was absolutely no virtual player. So there was no virtual player last round. It was just me trying to do stuff and making it happen. So a quick look at our Empire sheet, and then we'll get into this game. So far, with I get between my other provinces and such, I'm going to get 2. I have 2 permanent raise tokens for production and a wood token for production, along with my normal production here, which is very good. So getting 3 raise tokens in every production because of my faction has 1, so it's going to be pretty helpful when raising our opponent. The control costs are right here, so at the end of the game I'm going to have to spend at least 20 points to keep control of these 3 lands. And I have a lot of upkeep to do here, so I got to keep track of that. If I can't upkeep, then I lose the faction, so I have to make sure that I each round spend 1 worker, 1 food, and 1 stone towards my provinces to make sure they stay with me. At the start of each game we roll the event die, so I'm going to take this 20-sided die. I believe it's 20-sided. No, we do the, we do the 2 d10s. So I do the 2 d10 dice, which I have right here. The 20-sided die is for provinces. So we're going to roll 1 d10 for the category of the event. Category 0, which would be 10. Monumentous Days. Oh, interesting. So 1 to 10 doesn't matter what I roll. It's excitement. Oh no, not again. So there's no quest, but the rule is now roll for 2 more events this game. If you roll another 10 on the category roll, re-roll until you have 2 events which are not excitement. You have 2 events this game? Whoa. Momentous days. Roll for 2 more events this game. Okay, and if you roll another d10, reroll until you have 2. Okay, so I can't have 2 10s. So now we're doing 2 events. Interesting. So we'll roll for the first event. A 4. Category 4 is diplomacy. And then what event are we going to be doing here? 0. Threat of war. Do not get a raise token for the first round this game. Oh, boo. But when rolling for your next event, add +1 to the category. Category roll for each. Oh man, okay. This is kind of wordy. When rolling for your next event, add +1 to the category roll for each raise token on your Empire sheet at game end. So that's the event right here. So we worry about that game end, but we're doing a next event as right now. So we're doing 2 events. Right now, roll another category. So I don't get a raise token first round, which is crazy. Category 7 is illness, which it doesn't sound good. And 2. Deduct 30 points from your score at game end. Holy cow. Pay 4 raise tokens on your empire to put this province back in order. You pay no control costs for any provinces this game. So if I can pay 4 raise tokens, I don't have to pay control costs. I'm going to be losing 30 points this round. So I need to make sure I mark all of that down. So I have 2 events, which is super unique. First one was Threat of War. Make sure I put that in there. And then I have to do something for my next event, which I'll worry about after that. Then there was illness. I think it was called illness. It was an epidemic. No, that wasn't that. It was 7 and 2. Wait, was that? Did I read that right? Shoot. Oh, I was reading the wrong one anyway. So it was 7 and 2. So it's up here. I'm up here. Your villagers have become sick and are unable to gather resources. Pay 2 raise tokens and 4 food on your empire. Otherwise, deduct -2 from your empire production. Wow, okay, so I have to do that. Otherwise, each round, I'll need to -2. Okay, jeez. It's very wordy, and I wish I had the card here to remind me what it was, but I'm going to try to remember it right here. Okay, so make sure I have that worded right. I have to pay 2 raise tokens and 4 wood on your empire. So that's when I have to do that. Otherwise, I deduct -2 from the empire production. -2 workers in empire production. So I imagine that goes in the round. That goes into effect after the start of the game. So we're gonna be good to go from. Actually, no, we're not. We'll just take it as it is. We'll do -2 workers. So hopefully I remember all that. It's gonna be tough to remember all of that, but I will try my best to keep that so I can see it, and then we're good to go. So I will take this off the screen here, and we'll get to start in the game. So 2 events this round. Wow. Okay, so we're playing a normal game. So we're not losing 30 points. That was the other one, which would have been so crazy. Just want to make sure that I read that wrong, and we're not losing 30 points this game. Not yet. So that I actually did this one instead. I read this one, but I should have read this one. So we're not losing 30 points. Wow, okay. Okay. Normal game as usual. We have a virtual player here with a starting attack of card. So, do that. These away. So right now I am trying to remind myself to do -2 workers here. I'm gonna just so you see what I'm looking at. I'm not gonna keep it up the whole game, but until I pay, I'm gonna do -2. For me, I'm just gonna kind of look at this on my other screen and make sure that I don't do 2, because there's an epidemic in my province, which kind of stinks. We'll do that. Let's get production underway. Out of the gates, it's going to be these 2 guys are gone because of the epidemic. I'm only starting with 3 workers. I don't do any raise tokens for the first round, which stinks, but we'll figure it out together. I'm gonna keep my mouse here because I'm gonna be doing some camera adjustments every time. We can make a deal over here for a worker, which that'd be fine to do. But I need 4. I'm gonna need spend a lot of raise tokens, so it's gonna have to be next round, which stinks. So we'll figure it out. So to start the game, I get 2 of my own faction cards and 2 and 2 to start the game. As part of each lookout phase, I get an extra faction card to my hand. And now we do the lookout phase for me and the virtual player, which is, 4 of these cards. I choose one. I choose this lumberjack. Get the 2 worker production, which I wish I had, but maybe I can raise them, and no, I can't raise them this round unless I get a raise token somehow. And then I get to choose one more. I'll choose this one here. You'll get that. It's going to be a very interesting first round. So we'll see how it goes. And I have upkeep to do too, so I might lose something this round. Yeah, wow. Kind of a bummer. So we'll see if we can do anything this round. Counting in my head what I can do here. This is where it gets very confusing in this 5th game. I have upkeep of things here. Oh, and I get an extra common card to start the game, which is fine. Because of this province. That no raise token to start and the -2 workers is kind of overpowered in my opinion. I had to say something about it. But also I rolled a 10, which means I get 2 events, so I'm up against it right now. I'm gonna try my best to save something, but I'm definitely gonna be losing something. There's no upkeep for this one. There's upkeep for these 3. I might just lose that peaceful lands right out of the gate because you have to upkeep these every time. I could have re-rolled for the event. Could I do that right now, this late in the game? Yes, I want to. I'm going to. After I fix my camera. For those of you who are with me, I appreciate you dealing with this, but I'm going to rewind. Completely rewind to the start of the game where I rolled that 10 for the event. Because I forgot I have this province here that will let me re-roll those. So I want to do that right now. I can do it up to 3 times. Yeah, that's awesome. I should have done that in the first place, so Glad I just caught that. So we're going to rewind. Forget about these two events that I have here right now. I get to reroll 3 times. A max of 3 times. So I'm going to remove this 1 worker here to reroll for the category. That's a good province right there. Number 9 is the war. Then we're going to do 5, which is ally at war. You may pay 3 raise tokens and 3 workers on your empire to begin the next game with 2 deals at the start of the next game. I don't mind that. So if I pay 3 raise tokens and 3 workers, next game I will have... nice, I will start with 2 deals instead of 1. But to begin the next game with 2 deals. Wow. So then I would flip this over. So again, I think I had the ally at war before. Let me double check that. That sounds familiar. Yeah, I did. I had it in game 2. So I'm going to have it again in game 5, which I don't mind. I don't think there's a thing about rolling for events. Let me make sure. Round during the game. Yeah, the rules in play doesn't say anything about duplicate events, so I'm actually going to stay with ally at war, because that is way easier to handle than what I was about to deal with. So I'm going to go with that, ally at war, and I can pay 3 raise and 3 workers on my empire to begin the next game with 2 deals, which would be good. How am I going to remember that? We'll see. We will see. I'm going to write that down, actually. But I got that province last game, because re-rolling that 10 is a tough roll. Wow. Okay. Okay. So at any point I want to spend those to gain 2 deals next game, I will make sure that happens. We're 20 minutes in. Let's start now. Because explaining all that was kind of crazy. Okay, we are 100% back. So let's get back to the real production here with the raise token, an extra wood, another raise token, and I have an achievement that gets me another raise token. We start with 3. I can get that ally at war out of the way right now. But I would still have to upkeep things, so I don't think that's a good idea at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and build this. I'm going to build this here. Village, which is a production. It's going to cost me a wood. For building it, I get a worker, and because it's a production of a worker building, I get a worker. So each round I'll get an extra worker there. That's 2 workers, nice. Let's get a bunch of workers. So I'm going to spend 2 tokens here to raise this guy's building to get 2 workers. I'm going to need to upkeep this province with a worker here. I'll keep that going. I need a wood and a stone. Keep that going. I'm going to go here. I'll move this card out of the way. You don't need to see the top card of this deck. I'm going to spend 4 workers to get 2 wood. I'm going to spend that 2 wood on this here, which will get me a 2 wood for building it. So, wood. Now each time I'll get 1 extra wood. Wood's always good in this game, I have found. Should I spend one? I'll wait for that. What else do I got for production here? Nothing good right now for production. If I spend this wood here, make sure you're good for that. I can spend 2 workers for this stone to upkeep that. I'm left with this, which is not bad. I can raise a card from my hand, hopefully to get some good stuff. I get some more wood. Because a raise token goes away. I'm going to raise this building here to get 2 wood. Actually, you want to know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna raise this building instead to get a worker and a food. I'm gonna spend this food here to make a deal with my Romans. They give me another worker for next round, or for subsequent rounds, and a worker right now. I'll spend, well, should I spend that wood? I don't have any faction buildings out, which is, it's okay right now, but I want to get some stuff out there. Some buildings for later. So I'm going to spend this action card here, this new forest, to, it's going to cost me a wood. Now I can put a worker there to gain a wood, and it can be activated twice. So it's basically, instead of spending 2 to get a wood, I would only spend 1. I can store these workers for next round. Maybe find some better cards. I have that upkept. We're all good for upkeep over here. So I think we're good. I might just hang on to these. There's no way I can raise this guy with these workers, so I'll store these for now. And we're good. So now he's gonna attack twice. So we flip over the top card here. Looking for a card in any of these raise sections, and there's no card. Star. There's no stars here. So we survived the first round of attacks. Boom. On round 2. So we'll clean up. And then part of cleanup, you make sure that you've made your upkeep fine and everything's good there. Make a new deal here for another worker. That's good. This card goes to the virtual player. He is currently winning 1-0. You're trying to build more locations over here than he is over here. I will keep all this stuff here. It's busy, but I want to make sure that I've kept track of everything. And there should be 4 things, or there should be 1 extra thing every round. So we'll do our regular production. We get a raise token. 5 workers. For that deal last time, I'm going to get another worker. I'm going to grab, it's a wood from this province here. Another raise token. A raise token for the achievement that I have. I'm going to get a wood and a worker. Then these workers come back. So I get a lot of stuff going on right now. So I get a free faction card here. I like this. This is a spend 1 worker, choose an enemy building to gain 1 of the goods shown in the raise field. I can always use that before I actually raise them. It'd be very good. As the sun just completely sets on my house right now. Cool. We do that, and I'm going to draw 4 cards to do the draft. Do the thing, you do the draft. Raise to gain 2 cards, I like. Production would always be good. I like this production of, it's another village, which is more workers. More workers, always good. You can turn workers into stuff. I like stuff. Bam. You get that. Then I get to choose it. Choose one and he'll get the last. I might give him this one so I can raise him for both of those cards. Then I'm going to get the pig farmer. Okay. Okay, let's make sure we have all the cards. Good to go. And we'll start. So the first thing I want to do is get this building out here. It's the pack, and it's the one I was talking about before. Where I can spend a worker to gain one of the goods shown on here. It's going to cost me a wood, which I have. And I have to destroy something, which maybe I don't want to do just yet. I'll destroy this village, because I'm going to be building a village in a second. That's fine. Because you have to destroy a building as part of that building cost. So, did it. Good to go. Now, I'm going to put a worker here to do that action, and I'm going to raise for another card. I have enough faction cards right now, but what's wrong with one more? But I'm going to do a common card. My favorite card in the game. The Ruins. It's free to play, and it just, you build it, you just to destroy it. I'm glad I did that. So I'm going to build that right now. For building the Ruins, you get a worker. Basically, you demolish someone's building, but the worker came with it. So I did that. And that stays there, and I can use that now to build other buildings with these with my faction cards, which is pretty cool. I'm actually, before I demolish them, I'm going to spend another worker to get another card. I'm going to try to get a good-looking faction. Hopefully, it's a good production card. Be nice. Yes, pretty good. So I have the Sentry Tower, which is again another favorite card of mine. It is a Sentry Tower, and it produces 1 raise token and 1 worker every game or every round. With this raise token, that means I'll be producing 4 raise tokens each round for the next 2 rounds, and that'll be some destruction. Let's get some stuff out here. So I did that. That's done twice. I can't do that anymore. That was fun though. Fun while it lasted. I'm going to build this production here. So it's going to cost me 2 wood. In order to get that 2 wood, I'm going to come here. I'm going to put my 1 worker here on this new forest to get a wood. And I'm going to have, I already had another wood ready to roll. So those 2 wood, and I'm going to destroy my ruins. I love that card. Just a free card. And then I get to build that. And for building a production building, you get what's already on there. So I'm going to get my raise token. Get my worker. So much stuff. Wow. Now we're just going to go raising. Gotta get both of these cards away from him. So to raise an enemy, you need 2 swords, 2 raise tokens. And that gets rid of the card for him. So I'm going to spend first 2 swords to get this card. Gets it away from him, and I get a worker and a wood for my trouble. I guess for his trouble. I'm just going to go ahead and put this wood here to upkeep that, just to make sure that's out of the way. And that worker I'm actually going to use here to upkeep that. Again, what's crazy about the campaign in this one is you have to upkeep every round, so it's a lot to remember here. I will then upkeep. And I'm going to spend 2 swords here to demolish this card. And I'm going to get 2 cards for that. What do I want? Maybe I'll just do 1 and 1. One of these. These. Okay. I have every upkeep done except for my Peaceful Lands province. That'll be fine. I'll be able to get something there. I'm going to go back with my worker here. You spend right here to get a wood. I'm going to use that wood to build another village here. And that's going to get me 2 workers. And then 1 worker every round. I got tons of people right now. People means resources. And that is good stuff. I have plenty of cards, but not a ton of production, but enough to get stuff going here. So we're good on production. Let's just start getting some other things out there. I also have that quest I gotta remember about, where I can spend 3 raise tokens and 2 workers for 2 deals next game. So maybe I'll do that next time. Good to know. Well, I'll spend 2 workers right now to get a stone, just to upkeep this. So now upkeep is done for this round. And I have 2, 4, 6, 8 workers, which is enough for 4 resources. It's 2 workers gets you 1 resource in this game. Or a card, but I have enough cards right now. Let's see. No production though, which is... I like that build. I like that there. This is all points based. I don't really need points right now. Let's just see what another common card would be nice. See what's going on here. Production, yeah. So it's going to cost me 2 wood and a stone, and it's going to get me a production of 1 food for each red building I have, this would be 1, but it's fine. That would still count. Can I make that happen? I would need 6 workers to get that to happen. I do. I'll do that. I'll build it. So it's 6 workers for a wood and a stone, which will get me this here to get me a food. Right now I have a food which I can't carry over. One thing I can do with that food, and that's build. Or make a deal. I can make a deal with that food. I had 1 more worker, I could have done something else with it, but that's fine. Alright, so I'll make a deal. Why not? Make a deal with my... Oh, wait, can I make a deal with something else here? Another wood. It's either wood or all workers, but I'm gonna make a deal with the Romans again for another worker. Bottom of the barrel here, my workers. Come on. Should I store those workers over? Yes, I should. I'm gonna store these guys. And we'll go into the attack phase. So he's gonna attack twice. With the first card. Stone. Anything with stone? No. Next one. Anything with a card? No. So we survived those attacks. We're into round 3. We get to clean up. Do that. I'll keep those things there. Round 3. We'll do production. We'll go from left to right. Raise token and a worker. My then usual... I'll do this. I'll do 5 workers here. Plus 2 from my deals. Another raise token. A raise token for my achievement that I'm holding on to. Wood. Another raise token. Another wood. Worker. And I only have 1 red building right now, so it's going to be 1 food. And then these come up here. Wheat. To get my 1 faction card to start the round. I have played Empires of the North. Hey, I was going distinct. Yeah, I have played Empires of the North. I have it. And I like the solo as well. Once I finish this campaign, I'll probably bring out that. And though the games are different, it's tough to explain right now. on the spot what the differences are. But again, there's no common deck. So here in this game, you get a common deck of cards that everyone is going to get a chance to kind of go for. But in Empires of the North, if you haven't played it, it's you're only dealing with your one clan's deck for the whole game, and there's different actions and things like that. So after this campaign, which is probably 2 more games or so, I'll probably go. I'll then kind of explain Empires of the North. But if you played it, what do you think about it? I think I like them both separately. They both can exist separately, which is nice. So I have these cards here, and then I'm going to do 4 cards here. And the solo for that is a little bit easier. Not easier. It's different. They're all scenarios. It's scenario based. So I think I forget how many in the game, 6 or so, that have different actions you can do on in each scenario. So it's varied, and there's even some other, I think Portal Games released a couple new ones for during the pandemic, so some good content there for solo players. Ooh, production of a gold. Give me that. Let's see what you got. Okay, this. So I have 2 more rounds. We're in round 3. I want to make 2 deals next game, which is always nice. I need to spend my raise tokens, but I like spending the raise tokens to win. I am currently still winning. Oh yeah, I mean, and so I'm coming from a different aspect of gaming, I guess, because I like solo games. I do play multiplayer games. So it's the same company but different games, and they can both exist on their own. This game has been out a lot longer, but Empires of the North has a different feel to it, which makes both equal to have, and they both have a ton of expansions too, which I feel like that. I'm gonna grab this one. I think there's an expansion coming out for this game, or an expansion came out 2 days ago for this game, which actually gives it a real campaign. So right now I'm actually playing a campaign that it's a campaign mode they released a couple years ago. So it's the base solo game is kind of okay, but this campaign gives you achievements, it gives you provinces to conquer, things to do. This expansion that just came out called Rise of the Empire, and it's a campaign for multiplayer and solo. I believe it's a 20 game campaign that you can play with, over and over. It's not just 20 games and you're done. It's 20 games with different cards and factions. Check it out. It's called The Rise of the Empire. It's an expansion to this game. It looks really good. My copy's coming in hopefully next week. But yeah, so this is the kind of Empire sheet we're working with here, and you fill it in as you go along. And this is my 5th game of it, and it's good. It's a lot to keep track of, but it's good. So we did our production. Now we're just gonna go do things. I'm hoping to play this game multiplayer tonight over Tabletop Simulator, or tomorrow. So hopefully. No problem. I appreciate you checking out the stream. Let's see. I can spend the raise tokens now, be done with it, but I wouldn't have enough to. He'd be up. But I don't know if I want to do that just yet. I might not do that ally at war thing. Oh, and a new deal comes out. What can I make a deal with? Give me a raise token. It would be good. So I have 5, 9, 11 workers. That's a lot, and that's good. That's a good thing. I'm going to make a deal with these guys. From now on, I'm going to get a stone for the next round, but I get a stone right now, which I'm going to use to build this as we go off screen. This for wood and a stone. I'm building this Gold Creek, which gives me a coin. Coins can be used for any resource. Get my faction cards in order here. I'm wondering if I should do that mission right. I don't think so. I'm gonna raise this enemy. I like the idea of getting rid of these guys' cards. Get a worker. Stone. Maybe next game, once I have more of things out here. Nice. I'm gonna build this wood and stone. Or for a wood and a stone, which I have here. To build out this pig farmer. I can spend a worker and a food to gain 2 points. And this would actually help with this building, so I'll get 2 food next production if I hang on to this one. I'm gonna spend 2 workers to get a common card, and hopefully it's a nice cheap one. Let's do one of these. Not good. I could make a deal to get another race token, which might help. And it wasn't a great card that I wanted a cheap card to build. These are all kind of expensive. I don't really need workers, so let me gotta get this do for two workers as a wood. And I'm gonna demolish this village. Because I got enough workers right now. Actually, instead of 2 workers as a wood, I'm gonna rewind that. Gotta spend 1 worker down here on my new forest to get a wood, and then spend that wood. Do this. Now each time I raise, I get a point. Gotta just make sure I get one of these workers here. Upkeep. I'll just collect my 5 workers from this 5 chip here, so that's 1. Nope. I still need a wood and a stone for upkeep here, which should be fine. I'm gonna raise this card here. It's gonna get me a worker and a food. Then we'll make a deal with my own card here, which will give me a coin. That deal was for this here. Sure. We're good with raising right now. I don't have to do that, but I need to make sure I get a stone out here. So just for kicks, I'll do this 2 workers for a stone and put that stone here. Then I'll put my 1 worker again. I can do this twice to the forest to get a wood. Now all my upkeep is done, and I'm left with these workers. Basically 2, 4, 6, so I get 3 resources, 5 resources to do something. Gonna build out this marketplace here for 2 wood, so I'll do it as 2 coins. I didn't get a point for that last raise from this card here. Basically I have 3 things I can do, 3 resources I can get, but I should build something. I'll do this here. going to cost me a wood, so I'm going to do 2 workers as a wood. Then this building here I'll just destroy. And I'll do this building here. 2 workers as a wood. And do I want to destroy a building yet? Was that... Would I getting ahead of myself? I think I was. I think I was. Bring those workers back. Get them back here. Definitely getting ahead of myself there. So, let's do 2 workers for... Oh, I don't like the faction cards I have, so I'm going to do 2 workers here for another faction card. Like, that's not bad. It's a 1-for-1 resource. But I have to destroy something, so I'm going to hang on to these cards right now, because I want to keep this building specifically. These buildings are nice that I have right here. I'm just hoping they're not going to be destroyed. I could be surprised. We'll see what happens. That's the end of that round. Now we go for the attack phase here. We attack twice. Stone. No stone here. A worker. Oh boy. Yep, there's 2 workers here. We're gonna go worker stone. Nope. Worker card. Nope. Is there any worker and food? No. Worker and coin? No. So we're good. There is a worker here, but there is no tomato or apple behind it or worker behind it, so we're good. Or sorry, coin behind it. No attack. We're most likely gonna win this game. I'm gonna move this down here to 4. We'll do our cleanup. I have upkept. Fine, everything is well upkept, as it were. I saved these 2. As barbarians, you can save workers from round to round, so I did save these 2. We'll now do the production. So I'm going to get a raise token and a worker. I'm going to get my usual 5 workers, which I'll put on this thing here. 5 workers. Another raise token. Another raise token for the achievement that I have during the campaign. I get 2 additional workers, a stone, and a coin for my deals here. Then I'm going to get a wood. I'll turn the brightness down in a second. The sun passes by my house. I get another raise token here, so that's 4 total. And then I get 1 food for each red building, and there are 3, so I'm going to get 3 food. I didn't even know about this one. 3 food, and then I get 1 gold. So we're looking good for this round. I'm going to clean those guys off there. That's good. This card is very good to get 1 food for each building. Sorry for the dramatic lighting changes. How it goes. Got a new deal to make here. Stone. The way to use food, I guess. I'm going to get my 1 faction card for the start of the round. Then we do the draft as normal. 4 cards, final round. We got the Ruins again. The Ruins is a good free card, so I'm going to have that. I'm not even going to look at the rest of the cards. Boom. I'll get this one. I'll get the Lumberjacks, and I get to choose Watchtower, which is always good for... Gets me 2 cards. Yeah, I like the Watchtower. Although that's a really good one. I'm thinking. I'm now thinking about this one instead. I do like this one. This one says, production, choose one of your other production buildings and gain the goods it provides. If I can somehow swing it to make sure that I get at least a couple raise tokens, might be in business here. To get the achievement. So the goal is to get 3 raise tokens. Was it 3 when we look at the sheet here? 3 raise tokens and 2 workers. If I do that this game, so this is the final round for it, I'll be able to get 2 deals at the start of next game. Pretty ballin'. I think I might be able to make it happen. Oh, I think we'll be able to make it happen. Yeah, let's try it. Let's figure this out. So, off the top, I'm going to be putting cards kind of in places where they shouldn't just because it's the table I have here, but I'm going to make a deal with this card here, which is going to get me a raise token. And I'm going to make a deal with this card here, which will also give me... Did I have 1, 2, 3? Yeah, so I should have 2, or 1 left. Give me another raise token. Now I have... Okay, I got a bunch of raise tokens. I think we're doing well. I'm going to build this ruins out here. I have 6 raise tokens. 6 raise tokens, I'll need 7 to be able to do everything that I want. And the one way I can see it is... Oh, I kept this card and I should not have kept it. It's a production building that I'm not going to get anything this round. It's fine, though. Can I get a raise token some other way? Not at the moment. That's fine. That's okay. I think we're still fine. Should have... That's alright. I think I'll still win regardless. I gotta make sure I get some other stuff out here. I'll spend a wood, and I'll demolish these ruins. These ruins will actually give me a worker. I'm gonna spend this action card here. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to his 3. And if I don't attack him, he'll get at most 2 more. But at most he'll end up with 5. I have 6, so I've already won the game. So I can raise with confidence, or I can... He's only going to get the max of 5 cards. He already has 1 saved here, these 2, and if he makes 2 successful attacks, I'll still win the game. Good, so knowing that, I'm going to spend 3 raise tokens and 2 workers. I'll clean that up later. Do this. I'll keep it green. I've completed this so that at the next game, at game 6, I'm going to start with 2 free deals on top here already, which that's awesome. I can still raise one of his things, so I'm going to raise this thing here, this card here for 2 cards. I'm going to do 2 faction cards. Oh, of course. This is what I want. Oh no, this is the one I want right here. So I'm going to build this guy here. Also, I got to make sure I upkeep everything. We'll get to it in a second. But this card here is the stone pit. And it's one of my favorites again. It's going to cost me a stone. And I'll destroy something here. I'll destroy this. You know what? I'm going to destroy this one. And it's going to get me another stone back. And a raise token. That's how I got my 7th raise token. When I raised the last time, I should have gotten a point. I don't think I've been keeping track of that a lot. That's a tough one to keep track of. But I'll count it this time. Now I'm going to raise his other card here. I'm going to get 2 wood for doing that. And a point. Right, we're looking good. Now we're just cruising. I'm going to spend a wood for the upkeep cost for this card. A worker. Oops, a worker for this card for upkeep. I'll spend this stone. So now the upkeep's good. Now we're just cruising. I have a 5 worker thing here, so I'm gonna make that happen. Just get all 5 out. Try to make this engine sing. Okay. What can I do? I have this village here. It'll cost me this 1 wood, but it'll get me 2 more workers. So many workers. For every card on this side, it's worth 2 points. Every card on this side, minus these are just the provinces, I'll get 1 point. This is a good one. It's worth 4 points, so I can make it happen. So make sure I can do stuff. Over here, I'm going to spend, on my pig farm, I'm going to spend 1 worker and 1 food to get 2 points. That's good. I'm going to do 2 workers here to get a faction card. Here's a feature card. It's another raid feature that I will do for a wood. Actually, I'm going to get a wood by going to the forest. I'll spend the wood, then I will demolish this pig farm. I'm going to spend 2 coins. Well, first I'll convert 2 workers to a stone. Then I'm going to spend 2 coins as a stone. Wow, look at that lighting, huh? Good stuff. Spend 2 coins and a stone for 3 stones. And I'll demolish this building to get out this temple. All the temple does, 4 points. 1. I've been going the wrong way this whole time. That should be, if I started at 26, 2, 3, 4, 5, should be at 31, and then I get 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm at 35 now. Okay. Nice. So I got some more workers. I got 2, 4, it's 2 resources. Can I do anything with them and risk giving him something, or should I just call it here? Let's do 2 for the heck of it. We'll do 2 make sure I don't have anything going on here. I could have used this before raising. Something to keep track of. I'll grab a card. This will work. I'll spend 2 workers as I would, and I'll just demolish this. Put out this building over here. I think that's all I'll do. I'll save that worker. So he'll attack twice. It's not going to matter. He's only going to attack this one here. Coin, no. Food, no. So we won the game because he only collected 1 card, and I've collected all of these. I was able to do that by raising him and stuff like that, and all of his attacks, all 8 of his attacks missed, which is, it's good luck. You know, it's all on this deck, so. We won the game, so we're going to calculate our score here, and then pay our debts, and then get a new province and achievements here. So, I get 1 point for this card here. Then I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 times 2 is 2. I'm going to go to 58. That's awesome. We did that. Now we get to acquire a new province. Let's pull the sheet up. Damn. So at the end of the game, you roll a d20 to determine what province you get, and if you get another, if you get one that you already have, you just roll it again. So, roll this. Province number 1, Misty Mountains. Oh, nice. So it's Misty Mountains. I get to increase my stone production by 1, and I get a no control cost, and it's going to cost me 1 wood to upkeep it every round. I get stone, but I need wood to upkeep it. It might actually help pay for itself, but we'll find out in game number 6. But I'll do this right now. Nice. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm gonna unread these. These were from a different time. I'm gonna get a permanent stone. Got 3, no control cost, but it's gonna cost me a wood. I'm gonna have 2 kingdoms that, like, here's all the upkeep I have. Every round I have to spend this to keep going, so it'll be interesting. Do that. We did this, which is nice. I'll have to remember that for next game, and we'll just do this here. Province conquered. Ally. Second time I did the ally at war. Complete it. Right. Now let's look for, actually we gotta pay our costs and then figure out what we have for achievements. So, to pay the cost, we just pay all of this, and it's only 5, 10, 5, so we have to pay 20 points, which we can. So we will do 58 minus 20 is 38. Now we're at 38 points, and we can choose an achievement if we like. So we're able to pay costs. So let's bring the achievements up here. And so 30 points is kinda, 38 points is anything from here down pretty much. So I can draw an additional card here. I've already purchased this one here. Next game I can increase some production. Each production phase, you reveal 2 cards from the top of your border faction instead of 1. I like this for 25 points. I'll do diplomacy. So that means next time I'll be able to flip 2 of these over and make a deal with 1 of them each round, instead of just flipping over 1 and having that as my only choice. So it cost me 25, so I'll go down to 13. And I will just check this off. It's called diplomacy. I'll just write that in my notes here. That's it. So another successful win here. Game 6, I'm going to have a couple deals already in play. Got a lot of upkeep to do. And yeah, so again, the first 20 minutes were kind of confusing because I forgot about the peaceful lands. The peaceful lands let you re-roll the event, and the first event I rolled was going to be just a nightmare. So I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I caught myself, but it took a little bit of remembering. So that's it. We're looking pretty good for the next round here. We got some good production going on. The upkeep's got to be interesting next game for sure. And we're going to start game 6 at 13 points. Let me do that real quick. Bingo. So I appreciate you guys watching, and let me know.